Hello every pony, today I'm going to be taking a look at the Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. This one is going to be a quickie since it's basically just another typical run-of-the-mill garbage fantasy harem. So there's this demon lord called Magnus who rules a kingdom, but then one day everyone starts destroying his castle because I guess he's a big smelly poopy head or something. Anyway, since he's about to get his butthole kicked, he reincarnates 1,000 years into the future,
where my evil is law.
So in the future, he gets woken up by this hot mama named Ray
William Johnson.
However, he quickly realizes that he reincarnated into, drum roll please, a loli. Anyway, they then go up against a shitty CG monster and
what you say?
So Ray William Johnson is dead, but because Magnus is a demon lord, he's overpowered, so he brings her back to life. They then go back to her academy, and for the next 3 episodes, they sort of just stick around, which I don't really mind. Before I watched this, I expected to be bored out of my mind and thought it was going to be another average terrible fantasy harem. While it still mainly is, I will say that the first 4 episodes aren't defensive. They're still bad and generic, but at the very least they weren't boring. There's this one dude who's a stereotypical. He wants Ray William Johnson to join his harem, but she refuses to, so he treats her like shit. Magnus and Ray fight him in the next episode and beat him, which was sort of satisfying, I guess. Again, it's extremely basic and generic, but it's always somewhat entertaining seeing a giant piece of shit like this lose in front of a bunch of people. There's a monster that begins invading the academy in episode 4, but despite that, a good chunk of it is spent on the characters not doing a whole lot. That's pretty much why the first 4 episodes don't fail miserably, since it doesn't take itself super seriously. There aren't a bunch of generic monsters, dragged out fights, bland spells, and boring plot lines that I don't give a single shit for. The concept of a demon lord being reincarnated and being the main character is interesting. It's sort of entertaining seeing him be in the body of a little kid despite being this super powerful demon. That being said, this is also one of the series' biggest problems. Since Magnus is a demon lord, he's super overpowered, which means there's pretty much no stakes in any of these fights. Yes, he does reincarnate with only a fraction of his power, but still, he doesn't usually seem to struggle to win. For example, in episode 11, he gets hit by an arrow in the chest and gets badly injured, but then Ray William Johnson heals him and they save the day because of course they do. So yeah, even though the main character being overpowered is a big problem, it's not as awful as other fantasy harems. But then again, that's really not saying much, especially since all the fights still suck despite this fact.
They actually do have skeletons. What the fuck?
Like I said, the first 4 episodes aren't that bad, but the rest of it is unfortunately extremely generic and boring. I literally gave up around episode 8. I didn't care for any of its plot or characters, and I was just waiting for the shit show to finally end. There's some terrorists attacking a cruise ship for 2 episodes, but then after that, I genuinely can't tell you what's going on during the last 3 episodes. There's like these demons or angels or monsters that come, the main characters fight them, and then they win. Yay. I fail to understand how generic slop like this continues to get made. You have so many other series that should get adaptations as well as new seasons, yet gorilla fecal matter like this still gets produced and released to this day. The thing that pisses me off is that this didn't have to be terrible. It could have just been a bad yet inoffensive fantasy harem. Speaking of this being a harem, that's the only reason why I even bothered watching this. And unfortunately, just like a bunch of other fantasy harems, this doesn't feel like a harem at all. Yes, technically speaking, this is a harem, but again, I wouldn't label it as one. In fact, its light novel isn't even labeled as one, despite it most likely being exactly like the anime. But yes, at the end of the day, this is still technically a harem since there are multiple girls that love the main character. However, this makes up very little runtime and is barely a part of the show. This should honestly be tagged as a romance instead, since at least Magnus and Ray form a relationship and it slightly develops over time. Anyway, there's not much else left to say about this steaming pile of poo-poo platter penis pepper pastry. The first few episodes aren't that bad. There's some interesting concepts and the show looks pretty decent too. However, all of its characters suck, its plot is boring, it's generic, all the fights suck, and its second half is absolutely atrocious. I'm sure none of you guys watching this have seen this or even heard of it to begin with. I don't care, you don't care, Kamala Harris doesn't care, so why the fuck am I still talking about the show? The Demon Sword Masturbation gets a 2.66 out of 10.
What you say?
Well, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it and want to see more, you can help by leaving a like, comment, sharing, and subscribing. You can also support me on Patreon and can now even become a member of my channel here on YouTube. Anything helps, and I appreciate every single one of you guys and girls. Anyway, peace out, bronies, and remember to vote for Donald J. Trump this November.
Bye, have a great time.